Hey guys, this is Dave Trevor. This lesson is entitled Tricks of the Trade. Hope you guys are having a great week. Before we get started here, I wanted to make a point about singing and people who aren't singers, non-singers, speakers, public speakers, that sort of thing. But the thing I wanted to make a point about was that the stuff I'm going to be teaching you today is going to be good for both people. It's good for singers of all skill levels and all styles, and it's good for non-singers, people who want to be public speakers, like I said, people who want to pronounce their lines better, people who want to speak better in group settings, people who want to get someone's attention at a party better. This is all stuff that is tailored towards you. So the first one is called hey. And hey, you got to use proper breath control, but basically from the diaphragm, you're just going to go, hey! So again, really see if you can see my stomach moving. It goes, hey, 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 hey. Pretty simple. Practice that a couple times, and then you're going to move on to the next one, which is right here. The next one is called, hey, come on over to my house. The reason I'm wanting to do this one is because it teaches you how to really utilize your entire breath, and you're using that control like we've talked about in previous lessons. Also, if you guys have any questions about any of this stuff that I've already talked about, go ahead, feel free to ask me anything. It's really not that big of a deal. I don't mind repeating myself, I really don't. And I've also got the previous lessons, so that's a little side note. But this one's called, hey, come on over to my house. So it goes like this. Hey, come on over to my house. Hey, come on over to my house. And then after you do that one a few times, you're going to want to proceed it with the next one. And the next one is called, again, hey, come on over to my house. But you're going to do it on a steady note. So when you do it, you're going to start it out with just, hey, come on over to my house. Hey, come on over to my house. And then you're going to add a note on top of it. So it sounds like this. Hey, come on over to my house. Hey, come on over to my house. Pretty simple. And what this does is it teaches you to project from the diaphragm. Because that's what we're trying to learn here, guys. We're trying to teach each other how to project from the diaphragm. And I might look like a fool doing that, but I wanted to make my point and get it across to you guys because this is some really cool stuff. Singers, non-singers alike. Alright. Now, another trick of the trade is water. Water is probably the most important thing. I've talked about this in a lesson a long, long time ago, but I don't think I stressed it enough. Water really lubricates the vocal cords. And the greatest thing about water is there's no sugar, there's no fructose corn syrup, there's no carbonation, there's nothing in water that can really be a detriment to the voice. There just isn't. It's one of these things where people don't like it because they don't like the taste, or they think that soda's good for them, and blah, 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 blah. It's the same. You have to remember that when you work out your voice, it's the same thing as working out. I mean, oftentimes you don't go to the gym, and then after the gym, go and have a soda, do you? Or go and have, like, a chocolate milkshake, do you? I mean, sometimes you could because you've got, like, muscle milk, and you've got, like, Powerade and stuff like that. But for the most part, I'm pretty sure a lot of people out there that are doing the stuff where they take care of their bodies, they drink water afterwards because it lubricates the vocal cords. And just like it lubricates the body with workouts, it lubricates the vocal cords. It's very, very important. So there you have it. The next thing is a green apple. A green apple, believe it or not, what it does is it cuts back all of the phlegm and saliva from one's voice. So if you're ever to do public speaking, have a couple bites of green apple, because what it'll do is it'll tighten up the saliva glands, and it'll make it so that you're not sticking as much. So have a couple bites of that, and you should be able to not only speak better, but able to enunciate better. So if you're trying to make a point across, you're like, you'll see here at this diagram, have a couple pieces of green apple. It will help. I guarantee it. Okay, the next vocal warm-up here is, I'll get you, my pretty. Think of this like the Wizard of Oz witch, so you want to do it like this. I'll get you, my pretty. And so I'll do that again. So remember, really focus that sound right into the nasal cavity. Really, really pinch that sound up there. And I'll get you, my pretty. I'll get you, my pretty. I'll get you, my pretty. And what it does is it focuses it so the sound is bright. And you want a bright sound when you're speaking or when you're singing in most cases because it's the easiest to hear. If you listen to opera, sometimes it can kind of drown on. I think that people that do opera, I have the greatest respect from, but myself personally, I can't do opera to save my life because it's boring. least that's just my opinion. But you'll hear it, when you hear it, it's kind of like this, and it's very nice, and it's also very classically trained, and there's a lot of notes and a lot of things going on musically with it, but vocally and singing it, I get completely bored by it. I don't know about you guys. How do you guys feel about it? Have you guys ever seen an opera? Do you guys even know what opera is? Go ahead and leave me a question or comment about that in the comment section below if you'd like. The next thing is something I talked about a couple lessons ago. I talked about this in, well, I can't even remember what lesson I talked about it, but it's called landing on top of the note. And it's what you use to really, really stay on pitch. So I'll use an example of the Star Wars theme to get my point across. So you've got da 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 da, and what you're going to want to do is visually think of yourself landing on top of that note. So again, I'll do it with my hands so you can see exactly what I'm doing, but it'd be like this: da 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 da. And now you can, once you get good at using your hand, I know it looks really ridiculous, so you wouldn't do this during a performance, unless, of course, you're Christina Aguilera, because she's like, ah! I know, I love doing that. But you want to go, da, 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 and then just visualize that. Close your eyes and visualize yourself landing on top of the note. Even visualize yourself using your hands, so it'd be like this. Da 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 da. There you go. Pretty simple. This one's really cool. This one's called Ah with breath, and what it is it's something that you use to work yourself down scale, but it creates it so that you can really master your whole entire range, and it goes teetered out at the end there, or petered out at the end there, but you want to make sure that you're really getting to the highest possible register that you can, and you just lightly float down. If your voice cracks or if it goes clink and it sounds like there's a break, that's fine, because believe it or not, it shouldn't all sound like one voice unless you've been trained to make it all like one voice. And if you're interested in that, let me know. I will put that in a future lesson. But again, it goes and again, you can use your hands, because any sort of visuals that you can use to kind of like symbolize what you're doing doesn't hurt. And the only one who's going to see you practicing is probably you and a couple of close friends, maybe your parents, whatever. So who cares? Just do it. So there you have it. Next one is red leather, yellow leather. This one is good for getting the enunciators and the articulators. Articulators, again, are the things that create the sound. I've already talked about them enough, so if you have any questions on articulators, I'll make sure that I put them in tags on the videos in the previous lessons, so you guys can find what the heck articulators are. But basically it goes red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. And pretty soon you can get to the point where you can do it faster. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather. It's been a long time since I've done it, but what it does is it makes it so that you can focus that sound, so you can pinpoint it, so you can really shoot those words at her. And this was a great one for public speaking, guys. This is it just is. I've actually seen people do it. I've seen people who are both singers, and I've seen people who are both public speakers do it just throughout the course of my life. So that is a good one. Okay, this is another tip of the trade that people do not know about. This one is the idea of singing at night as opposed to the daytime. Because believe it or not, when you sing at night, and believe it or not, I'm doing most of my lessons here in the nighttime. I've done a few in the afternoon, but your vocal cords are more warmed up during the night because you've been talking all day, or you've been goofing around, or you've been yelling, or whatever. And because your vocal cords are more warmed up, you sound better. I know that might sound strange, but it's like you're all warmed up, you're ready to go. It's the same thing of doing any sort of workout or routine, because when you get your warm up going, then you're ready to go after it, really really go after it, really do your thing. So sing at night or do public speaking at night, and I guarantee it will sound better during the nighttime than it will at daytime. If you do want to do it in the daytime or in the morning, make sure you have a vocal warm up. And moving on to that, even a 1 or 2 minute vocal warm-up routine is better than nothing. So even if you took a couple parts of things from this lesson or some warm-ups I've put in some previous lessons, even doing a few of those is going to be so much better when it comes time to singing or speaking, because you're warming up your voice. It's just absolutely that simple. I mean, it's the same thing as if you were like to stretch even just your legs and then, you know, work out your legs, as opposed to not stretching out your legs and then working on your legs. It's pretty simple, but you know, people forget this because they think singing is just, you know, a talent that everybody has. But it's a talent that everybody can achieve, but there's also some fundamental stretching and basics in order to do that. So there you go. I wanted to give a quick thanks to you guys. Keep the comments coming. Keep the questions coming. I'm loving all this stuff. This is great. This is really cool. I'm glad you're watching. So thank you again. I really appreciate it. I really do. And I'm glad you guys are liking my other stuff with my other segment with Happy Hump Day reviews. That means a lot to me. I'll keep both going as long as I possibly can. This is the question of the week. This is from official Vanya Vey. And she asks, when I try to hit some high notes, my voice goes out. Is that tension or improper breath control? Thank you so much for the question. Believe it or not, yes, you're right. It's both of those, but it's actually a third thing. And the third thing is considered singing out of your range. And I don't know if you're an alto, I don't know if you're a soprano, I don't know if, I don't know if you're a guy or a girl. I'm pretty sure you're a girl. I've checked your profile a couple times, but boy, I sound like an idiot. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make is that you need to sing the songs that are in your range, because if you don't, your voice will go out. Even if you have proper breath control, even if you have proper technique, and even if you don't have any tension in it, if you're singing out of your range, it will make a huge difference. It really will. So we'll talk about that some more, because moving on, the next lesson is actually about style and how to find the right style for you. It pertains to you. So tell everyone that you know about this, because it's going to be really good. And I think everybody should watch this, because I'm going to be pulling from all my resources from college and high school, and if I can, maybe grab some stuff from middle school. We'll just see. But that's going to be the next lesson. I'm really super excited about it. So I hope I answered your question. It's kind of an unanswerable question because I don't know enough about it yet. I mean, I know what the problem is, but go ahead and give me a follow-up, and maybe I can send you a response that way as well. So there you have it. Also, go ahead, comment, rate, and subscribe if you guys like what you're seeing. I'm pretty sure you guys do. I'm really appreciating, again, like I said earlier, all the comments and the questions and all the comments you guys leave me on my channel page and everything, and I really appreciate the support. You guys are awesome. There's so much talent on YouTube. It's unbelievable. I'm so glad that the friends that are finding me and the people that are asking me to subscribe, so thanks again. And so yeah, go ahead and subscribe. Big yellow button up at the top, big yellow button at the bottom, and I will talk to you guys later. Take care.